Roger, next month the RNC is having their chairman's elections. Do you have a take on this? Do you have any favorite in the race?
Well, first of all, Javier, let me say thank you for having me back on the Shark Tank. I want to point out that I'm wearing a polo shirt, but that it has no logo, no Polo Pony, no Abercrombie & Fitch logo. This does not mean I'm part of the no labels crowd that announced that they would be pursuing a middle course for American politics, eschewing the extremes in Washington last weekend. Charlie Crist, Mayor Bloomberg, others. The only thing I've ever found in the middle of the road is a dead skunk. So let me address your question. Michael Steele, embattled RNC chairman, I think questions are now being raised that he is running for re-election. Why did he appoint corrupt and disgraced RPOF chairman Jim Greer, chairman of the Powerful Rules Committee, the RNC, a job that, of course, Greer lost when he went to prison? It really raises question about Michael Steele's judgment.
Now, first of all, he didn't go to prison yet. He's fighting those charges, and he went to jail.
Well, he did go to jail. I mean,
right.
He is being held because obviously they think he's a flight risk. But the Shark Tank, the Stone Zone, started calling for his ouster very early based on financial corruption. Temporary Senator George Lemieux, Governor Charlie Crist assiduously ignored all those warnings. And of course, it brought disgrace to the Republican Party of Florida.
The 2012 senatorial race, Nelson Nassim is looked upon as being a very weak and vulnerable candidate. Senator George Lemieux, whose term is up in the 1st of January, Marco Rubio takes over then. He has signaled that he's looking to run. Is also Mike Herodopoulos, State Senate President, is looking to run. Can you tell us a little more of that race?
Well, first of all, I think the race is wide open. You've got a couple questions here. First of all, will Bill Nelson, the Democratic incumbent, be as vulnerable as Republicans think he is? I think the answer is yes. Will Charlie Crist now challenge Bill Nelson in the Democratic primary, since philosophically that's where Charlie seems most comfortable? And then I see the Republican race as wide open, but with State Senate President Mike Herodopoulos having a very strong early position based on his appeal to the party grassroots. Herodopoulos is a real conservative. And secondarily, his fulcrum as the Senate leader for fundraising. So I think he's off to a long head start in terms of wrapping up key support among fundraisers and party leaders. I think George Lemieux's candidacy is going to be hampered by his close association with Jim Greer. It was Lemieux who protected Greer, who promoted Greer, who really covered for Greer, long after questions began about Greer's honesty and his integrity. Then George has to explain the $350,000 that Greer paid him from RPOF and what that had to do with the pro bono deal that he negotiated with the Indians. We know that Greer got money from the Seminoles. We know that RPOF paid money to George. They sure look linked to me. I think that's a substantial question. Other strong potential candidates: Adam Hasner, the former House Majority Leader, strong potential candidate. Julio Robina, the mayor of Hialeah, real emotional favorite with conservatives, another long shot but potential candidate. I think it's a wide open race at this point with Herodopoulos in a strong lead.